Want the yard so bad? You can have the yard all to yourself. Years ago, I signed a lease agreement with exclusive use of the yard. I lived in a duplex with the downstairs unit, and it was common for upstairs apartments like ours to have no yard rights in the lease. Before the issue neighbor moved in, we allowed the previous tenants to use our things and would have let her had she not been so rude. Her child did not live with her and was only there about 1 day a week. However, the neighbor was under the impression that if they could see it, it was shared, including things inside my house. My upstairs neighbor moved in late fall, and we continued to use our yard year-round, including having fires in the winter. But around spring, the neighbor began bothering the manager about it. She claimed that we wouldn't let her use the yard, and her child kept asking, even though we had never talked to the child about the yard. I was shocked to hear her say this loudly on the phone outside. We tried working things out through the manager and offered different options to split the yard, but the neighbor refused all of them. She even got her own fire pit, but failed to follow safety guidelines, which could have resulted in a fire. The harassment from the neighbor continued, and it became too much for my dog, who started ripping out his hair from stress caused by the non-stop impact noise from upstairs. We eventually had to move our dogs out for their health and safety. In a fit of petty revenge, we removed everything we owned from the yard, including the fire pit, patio chairs, tables, horseshoe pits, and rocks. We gave most of it to our next door neighbor and told the manager that the neighbor could have exclusive use of the yard and all that came with it. The manager was more than happy to get the neighbor off her back about yard use and even asked when we would be giving her the key to our lawn mower. I laughed and said that the neighbor couldn't use my mower and that it was the manager's problem now. The neighbor used the yard only once, to drag her baby in circles around the house. Once she saw that we had removed everything we owned, she was angry and never used the yard again. It turns out that she didn't want the yard, she wanted our things. We had doorbell cameras at the time that covered our back door and backyard, as well as the front yard.